All right, everybody, what's up? GM. We are here today building an app that I'm pretty stoked about, and it's something I've been meaning to build for a long time. Got some free time today, so figured I'd hop on and do it live. It's been a minute since I've done some live coding, so I'm gonna jump in and do that now. Let's go ahead and quickly just demo what I've got so far, so it kind of gives you the idea of what the app is. And then we could hop into improving it and adding some features. So let's just make sure we've got some folks in here. We got some folks joining the live. That's great. GM, everyone. Sup, Mr. Beck. Sup, Zawarudo. So let's dive in. So this is using some personal Slack instances here. So there's nothing in here. It's just for testing. All right. So the way it works is if you're familiar with DEGEN, GM Ryan, what up? So if you're familiar with like DEGEN or any of these other like tipping tokens, you might find on Warpcast people are responding to posts with just like, a number like 100 DEGEN or something. And what that's actually doing is it's tipping or giving tokens to the poster. So I'm doing that here in Slack, and I'll show you how it's built out. And there are some features I want to make. So this will probably be like an hour-long stream. So here's a channel called Tips. I'm going to add the bot that I have called Taco Tip. And now that the bot is in the channel, I could say hello. And, this is acting just like normal Slack. But then if I say, if I @mention somebody else and say, Taco, great job on that thing, because I @mentioned them and because I put the taco emoji in, which is like the indicator that this is a tip, it's actually going to tip that person one taco. So actually, let me see if I actually have the, I have it running. Yeah, there it goes. It just gave the tip. Your tip has been sent successfully. Amount, one taco. Recipients, Mike. I can view it on base scan. It's only on Sepolia right now. And you can see here that one ERC20 tip token was sent to this address. Now there's a lot going on there. From a user perspective, it's pretty easy, right? You're just typing and adding an emoji at the end, and you're mentioning somebody. But on the back end, there's some interesting stuff going on. So I'll take a few minutes to kind of explain how it works, and then I'll talk about the feature that I want to build. But before I dive into exactly how it works, I have to give a quick shout out to like the idea in general, right? So there's an app called HeyTaco.chat. Let's see if it's still on. Oh, it goes to .com these days. And this app exists today. It's called HeyTaco. It's a sweet product from this company here, and it's just not on chain. That's the only thing, right? So it's like your tacos belong to them, essentially, if you want to think of it like that. And basically, like I'm recreating HeyTaco using on-chain technology. All right, so I just wanted to give a quick plug to HeyTaco. I've done a couple of streams before too, where I've gone live and I've been muted. No one can hear me, so I just want to make sure people can actually hear me. So I'm just going to open up my own live video. All right, there's definitely volume there. Perfect. All right, cool. All righty, so let's talk a little bit about the architecture, how it all works, and then talk about some features to build. So we can probably go to Excalidraw here. There's essentially there's only a few components. There's Slack. Make this a little bit bigger. There's Slack, and this is where all of your chatting happens. Then there's my application. So this is the app. And then there's Third Web Engine, which is going to talk to the base blockchain. Okay, so there's a few different components here. Basically, the app is getting messages from Slack anytime somebody writes a message in the channel and that the bot is a part of. I receive that message, and then the app has logic in it to say, all right, I only care about messages that have an @ mention in it and have the taco emoji in it. And if it doesn't have those things, I don't care. But if it does have those things, then I'm going to do a little bit more work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send that information over to Third Web Engine, and I'm going to say this Slack user is trying to send this many taco tokens to this other Slack user. And now the magic and the unlock is really here with the with Third Web Engine, because there's a few different things that I can do in like the Web 2 world, so to speak, that that translate really nicely to the Web 3 world. So I'll explain more of that. But basically, what I'm doing is I can predict what that user's Ethereum address will be on the blockchain based on their Slack ID, right? So their Slack ID is what we would call like a salt, right? So it's like I guess you could call it random, but you know that user ID is going to be with that user forever. I could use that as a salt to say, if I was to deploy a smart account or an ERC 4337 account for this user from this smart account contract that I have on the blockchain, it will give that user this specific Ethereum address. So I could just say like this taco is now going to this Ethereum address, and then I can deploy it. What up, druxam.base.eth GM? So basically, I can get an Ethereum address for every Slack account that the Slack workspace has, and the users don't have to sign up for anything, right? So that's really cool. So then finally, the last step is deploy that or transfer those tokens to the correct users on Base, right? And that's how we got this. That's how we got the minting essentially of one tip to this address. This address is tied to this Slack user, and that user didn't have to do anything to get an address. I'm doing it all for them in the background with smart accounts. All right, so a few more people have joined since we've last demoed this. So I'm going to demo it one more time, and then I'm going to start building out some other features. And if you are just joining, this stream is probably going to be about an hour long, and we're building like a DEGEN tipping app, but in Slack, which I think is really cool, because there's been plenty of times where coworkers have helped me out with something, and a simple thanks doesn't really cut it. Like I want to do something a little bit extra, and I think it would be really cool if I could tip them. So let's just show it off one more time. Over here, I've got a user named Pautherium. And then over here, I've got like my personal user. So I'm just going to thank my personal user. Great job today streaming taco. And you can tip 2 tacos at once if you wanted to, right? And so now that message has a mention and it has taco emojis, and my app is part of that channel, it's doing things on chain. I just received a tip for 2 tacos from this user. I could click view message, see where it came from. This user got a message saying that the tip was sent successfully, right? And we could even see what that looks like on base scan. View on base scan, you can see I got 2 tips for that. All right, cool. So that's the idea, right? And so I think another little wrinkle, another little trick is you can only tip 5 tacos in a 24-hour period. That's like a rule that came from the Hey Taco app, which this is based on. And I think it's really cool. It gives some scarcity to your tacos. So we're respecting that here. So you kind of have to think about it. Like, is what I'm gifting this person a taco for worth it? Because I only get 5 in a given day. Let's actually talk quickly about like how does that work? Because this is now no longer just your stereotypical or typical ERC20 contract. There's some actual logic in there that's preventing people from tipping more than 5 tokens at a time. So why don't I go ahead and I can start sharing some code now. So this is the app. Make it a little bit bigger for everyone. So we've got a contracts folder here, and in the contracts folder, we've got the tips contract. Okay. Now I'll move it over here so it's a little bit easier to read. So I'm using some standard third web contracts here. If you're using libraries like OpenZeppelin, this is something similar. I think a lot of the stuff that's actually in here is based on some OpenZeppelin code. I've got some custom errors here, whatever, permissions. All right, so let's take a look at some of this code in the contract. So first of all, we have some roles. So we have this concept of a register role and a tip on behalf of role. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of the tip on behalf of role, but The register rule essentially says these addresses are allowed to tip other people, because one of the things about doing this on chain and making it permissionless is someone could really just like spin up a bunch of Ethereum addresses and then start tipping themselves, or tipping their friends or whatever, and then this 5 taco limit doesn't really apply anymore. So instead of letting anybody tip anybody, we have a centralized entity that says these are the addresses that are allowed to tip each other. And we can talk more about how exactly that you get to become registered. But the spoiler alert is that you have to be tipping through the Slack interface, and the Slack interface is I'm pretty confident when I get a webhook from Slack that it's from Slack. I can verify that with some uh, signatures, and then we can write on chain that this is a registered Ethereum address that's allowed to tip people. So the tip on behalf of role is something I'm probably going to get rid of, but this was the concept of like an admin account can get webhooks from Slack and say, all right, I saw that user A tip user B. I'm going to tip on behalf of them. So I have the ability to kind of move that or execute the tip on behalf of that other user. I'll show you why I don't think that's necessary anymore. I can actually use smart accounts to simply just relay that transaction from user A to user B. And I actually don't need to have this as part of the contract. It's really more just part of the smart account setup that we have set up, where I could be a signer for that user. Okay, so now we just basically have a mapping, like, is this user registered, yes or no? We have like this last tip reset. So we want to only allow them to send 5 tacos in a 24-hour period. So we track that there. And then how many tips did they send today? Again, just tracking the total amount that's been sent in the 24-hour period. So then some constants, right? You get 5 tacos and there's 18 decimals. So that's what that's about. And then there's that reset period of 24 hours. It's funny how Solidity has like this time. You can use hours. I think there's days. I think there's probably years as well. There's like these special words for time, which is really cool. And then just some events. So we're going to trigger an event when things are tipped, and then fire an event when things are registered and unregistered. All right. And then constructor, we got a whole bunch of other stuff. And the engine, the back end engine wallet is really just for convenience, because I've deployed this a few times, and I'll probably deploy it again on this stream. Now everything else is just very like ERC20 compliant. You won't even see that here because it comes as part of this like ERC20 base contract. So the real special stuff is just registering and unregistering accounts, resetting the tip limit if you need to, like if the time period is elapsed or whatever. And then the tipping itself, just some rules. You have to be a registered user to tip. You can't tip yourself. And if you are not the one calling this, then the person who is calling this needs to be a part of this like tip on behalf of role, which again, I'm probably going to get rid of that. Otherwise, this is not authorized. All right, so yeah, basically what we're doing is we're minting tokens from thin air to the user that you're tipping. And currently, that's really the only way to generate tokens in this contract. There is like a mint function that the owner of the contract can execute, but I'm probably just going to get rid of that or renounce ownership of the contract. Cool. So now we've kind of got like our bearings here on the smart contract. If people have questions, like feel free to ask. I'm gonna try to do my best to kind of monitor the comments. And I see you got some fire emojis, so that tells me you're feeling good about what we just talked about. And we're gonna keep trucking along, but I am gonna try to keep my eye on the comments there. All right, so we're about 15 minutes in. I think we have a good grounding of what's going on here. Now let's talk about some features to make. So probably only going to get like one feature, I think, done in an hour if I'm stopping and talking through it. So let's talk about what that should be. So one of the things that I think is kind of cool is, like I mentioned before, every user in Slack now gets their own smart wallet address, and that's where the tips are being sent to. But I think that in the future, right, like one of the great things about on-chain technology is that it's composable and modular, right? People can build on top of it. So maybe you want to take your tokens with you, and because you own them, you can do whatever you want with them. I can't really foresee all the different use cases that people are going to have to take their tacos with them, but we should give people the option to move those tacos from their smart account to maybe their EOA or maybe their personal smart account that they're using for other than just tipping. So that's what I want to do. So Slack apps have this ability to have a home page, and you can message the bot directly. Um, so currently, what I'm thinking is we should be able to have like maybe like a button here or something that says like, send all of your tacos to this other address, right? Like that's what I'm thinking. Um, and by the way, these streams are also meant to be a bit collaborative. So if you have ideas or if you want to help out, you could just shout out and then bring you on here. Um, a couple of issues that could arise from doing something like that is if we wanted to have like a leaderboard, like who has the most tacos, we're only going to look at like your user's address. This is really the only address we're aware of. I guess we could theoretically look to see like, how many tacos have you actually received over time through tips, maybe with like an indexer or something. That gets kind of complicated. I think like just like your balance of how many tacos you have is probably good enough. But we're opening up to that issue if we let you kind of move those tacos out of your wallet, right? But maybe it's worth it. Maybe people will want to send their tacos outside of their wallet at some point or something. So bottom line is I want a way for users to be able to say, withdraw my tacos, withdraw however many, right? Probably let them enter an amount. Now I didn't prepare for like this feature before going live. I figured I'd just wing it and figure it out. So I actually don't know if I don't know if there's like an input field component for Slack apps or not. And if you've built a Slack app before and you're in the audience, you're about to watch me squirm, like feel free to write a comment or even, if you want to come on up, I can invite you up too and we can build this together. So first thing I'm going to do is just like find the Slack API documentation for blocks, and then we're going to take a look and see what we've got here. If there's anything that could work for user interaction with like input. I know they have input for like channels. They have input for users. Do they let you enter whatever, like a form? I'm not exactly sure. We have modals with stuff. I think this could work. I'm gonna default to using a modal. Ooh, it's got an input block too. Can hold plain text input. All right, let's do this. Let's this looks great. This looks like exactly what we need. So why don't we, and you know what? We also have cursor too, which does freaking everything. So I'm gonna give cursor this documentation, and let's say just thinking out loud here, read this documentation. I don't want the Solidity contract in context here because it's not really Solidity. It's not really about Solidity. It's really about this home page, which we have a we have like this get Slack home view function that handles that. So let's actually put that in context. Read this documentation. Let's add an input block to the home page and allow the user to specify an address where we will withdraw their tacos. I guess this is coding these days. Like now it's going to read the documentation and basically give us code to do this with. So this is more just like being a code reviewer than exercising that muscle to build it ourselves. So it made like a little divider, gave the ID of withdrawal address, which is great. It's a plain text input and some placeholder text that lets the user know what they're supposed to do. It'll be used when you choose to withdraw your tacos. Okay. So it looks like it's just putting it on the input, like on the home page, but we're not actually doing anything with it yet. So if I go back to my home screen, I'm sure we'll see that now if I go back forth. Could take a second. There we go. Withdrawal address. That's pretty wild. All right, so a couple things. One is that like this view on base scan thing is actually viewing your wallet address here, so we should actually move that button up. Curious why you're using Claude versus ChatGPT. I've only been using ChatGPT for coding help. I've personally seen like anecdotes about Claude 3.5 Sonnet being the best for coding, but there's been days I think where like Claude has gone down and I've switched over to ChatGPT, and I don't think there's like I think maybe it's a personal preference thing at this point right now, but yeah, I've just seen a lot of success with Claude. What it just did now is insane. So I haven't really had any reason to switch to GPT other than Claude going down. But I'm curious if you've seen Zawarudo. I'm curious if you've seen any reason to switch from GPT, or if you've tried Claude. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm moving that button up. Moving the button up to view the address Onchain closer to where the actual button is, which is right here, and give it a comma. Okay, so now this view on base scan button should go up to the withdrawal address, or sorry, above the withdrawal address. There it is. All right, perfect. And now I think what I'll want to do is we should specify an amount in case people don't want to withdraw their full amount of tacos to their address. Maybe we put like another input for the amount of tacos you want to withdraw. Okay, Zawarudo said, it was an insanely fast implementation from Claude. I haven't used Claude before, but mainly using ChatGPT for implementation of on-chain kit components. Watching you use Claude just now gave me some ideas. Great. That's what this is all about. So let's go ahead and let's say, let's add another input field for specifying the amount of tacos to withdraw. And I wonder if it will put it under the withdrawal address. I didn't really tell it where to do it. And looks like it did. Another cool thing that I've seen from Cursor recently, and this is probably in the past week or so, it's like running linters on itself. Oh, it even added a button there to withdraw tacos. That's pretty cool. It's like running a linter on itself, and it's not giving you the answer until it's done fixing its own linter errors, which is cool. And sometimes like I watch it right out the code and I'm like, oh, I like the way it's doing that. And then there's like one like random linter error that I feel like would be really easy to fix. But because it's there, it like rewrites the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't look as good as the first time, you know? But that's small potatoes. All right, so here we go. We've got, oh, and then look, it's like a number input too. You have 2 tacos available to the draw. See, like, that's so cool. Like it did all that. Yeah, that is sick. All right, cool. Now this isn't tied to anything yet. Action ID, withdraw tacos. I gave it an ID. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first write the code that will transfer the tacos from one address to the other, and then all I have to do is tell Claude to use that that function so that we could do that, or so that we could wire up the button to that. So I've got this other file called engine, which is really that third web engine in the diagram here. It's all of this logic about like sitting in between the app and the blockchain, and then doing stuff on chain based on what the app tells it to do. So I'm going to write a function here to transfer tacos, and I don't think I've done that already. Yeah, and I love the there's like some shorthand here as well in the engine library from Third Web that I think they have like an endpoint specifically for transferring ERC20 tokens. So if I think about where is that, that's at the Third Web engine engine docs. The API reference. And then from here, there's something about I know it's small. It's small for me too. I'll make it bigger in a second once I find the right one. Transfer. Oh, transfer tokens from wallet. All right, let me make this bigger so we can look at it together. All right, so I'm skeptical if the transfer from is what we want, because I think I'm actually able to just be a signer for the account. So a simple transfer should actually be sufficient here. Is this a transfer from? Yeah, that's a transfer from. And I bet you it's calling like the ERC20 compliant, like transfer from function, which is, you know, fine, I guess, but I don't think we actually want that. I think we're just gonna do a straight up transfer. And this is where I think like the magic of smart accounts is really shining, because typically, if like, I bet you, like, if you're watching this stream and you've done, you know, some on-chain building, you're probably shaking and saying like, Mike, no, 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 because the transfer needs to come from the user who owns the tokens. Like, you want to use transfer from. It's like, yeah, kind of, but because I'm using smart accounts, I can be the signer for that account and transfer it as if I am that user, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'll just do it and then show you. And the great thing about Engine is that like Engine knows that like you're probably working with some sort of smart account factory, and they give you all my microphone and my headset like feels like it's not, it wants to turn off because it doesn't think I'm doing anything. I'm gonna turn on a little bit of music here. My headphones stay on. We'll see. Um, so basically, it thinks like, oh, you're probably working with some kind of smart account factory. It gives you all the triggers. So I'm actually going to write a transaction for a simple transfer, not a transfer from. Say who the account address is, the smart account, and when it gets written on chain, it's going to look like a transfer. It's not going to look like a transfer from. It's going to look like a transfer. Really cool stuff. All right, so let's do it. We can just call it like export const transfer. Yeah. Now I'll say transfer tips, because I'm trying not to make it like about tacos, just in case we ever want to use like a different whatever, you know, a different like identifier. Let's see what it says. Sender address, to address, and amount. That's pretty much it. And this is wrong. We're just gonna make like a fetch request to this URL, if I can grab it. I think I just need like the, all right, it's just slash contract chain address ERC20. All right, so let's just like take like one that we already did. This is just like another like fetch request. It's got like the contract chain, the ERC20, and instead of this, it's going to be transfer. Okay, and then we don't need to, do we need to add anything to the end? I don't think we do. There's no query params here. It's just like, yeah, if we want to simulate it, but it simulates it for us actually, which is really nice. So we need to add anything. I'll call this the transfer URL. And yeah, so it puts our access token on there. It's a GET request? No, it's a post. Post request, and then yeah, we just need 2 and the amount, and that amount looks like it's in Ether. Do they say? Doesn't really say, but that looks like Ether to me. So let's not wrap this in 2-way, just for now, I guess. And we're gonna, I think that looks good. So I think, yeah, we're gonna wrap it in a try catch. What does it come back with? Yeah, it just comes back with the QID. So that's right. Wait, result QID. Yeah, that's what we want. I'm gonna do some console logging just to see it work out, and then yeah, an error. So this is the transfer. And now Claude has enough information to wire up the button. So I wonder where it's going to put that. Probably still in this Slack lib file, I would think. Let's wire up the button so that it, let me call it, let's see, the button with action ID withdraw tacos. Oh my gosh, my big noggin is like on top of my chat composer. Sorry about that. All right, so that it calls the transfer tips function in, I'll put the engine.ts file. We want the user to be able to withdraw tacos to any Ethereum address that they enter. Withdraw a specified amount of tacos. And not, instead of, I don't think it's going to know what tacos means. I'm going to say tips, because that's what we're using in terms of the name in the code. All right, let's see what it comes up with here. And I'll put on a different song while we wait for it to do its thing. And I'm also just doing a quick check on questions. All right, we're good. Poopster with the comment, badass. Uses Discord more than Slack, still very cool. Yeah, I get that. Although I did remember reading like Discord was basically doubling down on their gamer community more than like their work community, but that's still fine. Oh man, it's trying to do, see, yeah, Cursor's trying to do too much here. You're doing too much, Cursor. This is not really what I was hoping for. Okay, so what it looks like it's doing, yeah, it's gonna have a hard time with all these linter errors. Oh, gosh, what is it? It is freaking out. Oh boy. All right, so I think it's probably confused, and it thinks that's like in a like an Express environment or something, where the app is like, you know, you're able to do stuff like this, app.action, but the app is not always on. This is going to be in like a serverless environment where, you know, an API endpoint gets hit and then we wake up and then we do something. This here is, it's confused. I bet you it's because a lot of the documentation for this package we're using for Slack is based on like Express examples. So it's probably just freaking out and trying all that stuff. So I'm gonna probably stop it and then we'll just implement it ourselves. All right, so let's just cancel this, reject all of that. And let's just do it ourselves the old-fashioned way, putting our hands on the keyboard and writing code. I know, feels foreign if you've been using Cursor for a while. Okay, so I think there's like some kind of endpoint or something that gets called. I think it's the interactivity endpoint that gets called when a user inputs or clicks a button or something like that in Slack. There's trying to just find where that is. My apps, taco app, and then there's like this like thing called interactivity, and so it's going to post to my ngrok place and it's going to have the /interactivity endpoint. So I think I have something hooked up for that already. Slack interactivity route. Okay, so really I think it's really just a matter of handling it here, and I guess we could just like log out what it's going to be when it comes in. All right, my Postgres keeps closing on me, but I think that's all right. I'll just start and stop. Okay. Let's just hit it. Let's just like send something here. I'll use my test account. That's not real, by the way. That's all Sepolia ETH. I wish. All right. one taco, withdraw. And let's just see what happens. So we did get hit with the interactivity post. This is what it looked like. All right, I'm going to copy all of this. Oh my gosh. It's really giving you a lot. Oh, you know why? I think because it lets you easily respond. It lets you easily respond by giving you all the blocks in the homepage. So you could just send it right back and maybe change like one or two things. Because you need to respond, I think, with the whole homepage for it to render. All right, so maybe that didn't make sense. But essentially this homepage is like this is just a series of like Slack blocks, components, if you will. And when the user clicks the withdraw tokens button, I think I need to respond with all of the blocks that I want to show the user, even though it's probably just like a checkbox or something here and says that it's been withdrawn. And I want to keep all the other blocks the same. I have to send all of those blocks back. So I think they just give you all of the blocks in the post as just like a way to make it easier on you. Hope that made sense. All right, so let's see. Let's just now let's see if let's give Cursor some better instructions actually before we give up on it. Let's add the interactivity route file, and let's say let's handle the situation where the user clicks the withdraw button on their home page. When that happens, we'll get a post to the interactivity endpoint that looks like this. And then we'll say from here, we can call the transfer tips function and then respond to the homepage view to let the user know that the transaction is being submitted or something, right? Now, once we confirm the transaction, there's some more work to do, but I'll show you how it's actually not as bad as it sounds. All right, I'm actually really curious to see what it comes up with here. All right, so it looks at, is the action ID withdraw tacos? It is. All right, nice. So it's probably going to do all this linting stuff, which is fine. One of my to-dos is to like use the actual TypeScript types from Slack's what they call like Slack bolt. It's like the package. I just haven't been able to figure out like where are all the freaking types. I couldn't find them in the doc, so I'm just like making my own types with stuff like this. So it's probably not great, but all right. So it looks like it's happy with what it did. So let's just take a quick look. So, all right, I don't know why it thinks it needs state. Maybe there's a good reason for that. Oh, there's values in state. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay. And in the values, we have the address that we want to withdraw to, and we have the amount. I don't know if we need to make it a number, unless we're asking for a number here, and we are, which I don't think we need. We could just make that a string, because I think here, yeah, we're passing it as a string anyway. So let's just do that. And another thing that I just noticed is like we don't need this from in here. We're not doing a transfer from. All right, cool. All right, so we don't need this anymore. We don't need the int. Okay. Now, if there's no withdrawal address or there's no withdrawal amount, then there's an issue here. I don't know if this will work. It's going to DM the user. Not really, not like thrilled with that. I think I would rather the homepage update to say that, like, you know, you gotta put in one of those values. All right, but let's pretend like everything's working. Then we get the user's address. We use an existing function that does that, which is great. Process the withdrawal, right? That's the function that was just written. and then we notify the user. Again, this like DMing, I'm not happy with that. And then if there's an error, we'll just DM the user that there's an error. I'm just going to accept this for now and see how it works with the DMing. But what I ultimately want to do is I want to respond by updating the homepage directly, right? Because it would feel weird to click a button here and then like you get DM'd and now it's in like the messages. I would rather just like update the look of the homepage. All right, so let's do that one more time. Let's transfer some tokens. Transfer one taco here. Click withdraw, and it responded with a 500. The API error occurred, not offed. So I think there's a all of these Slack bots have. You have to be very explicit about what the bot is allowed to do. They call it permission scopes. And I've been trying my best not to give it more scopes than what it needs. And I think we're at a point where we need to add another scope. But the question is like, what scope do we need? I think is like the question here. And I found that cursor is actually not that good at telling me what scope I need. It makes up a lot of stuff, and it tells you need scopes that you really don't. So I haven't really had a lot of luck with that. One thing I think is probably causing this is, body must be an object. Oh, all right. So number one is I think there's two. Now I think there's two issues. I think number one is that scope issue, but number two, it looks like the post that we're sending to the third web engine is not good. So one thing at a time. The scope issue I think has to do with this DMing. I don't think that my bot is set up to write DMs or read DMs or anything like that. So I think that's what's going on here. The second thing is the transfer is not working. So I think what I want to do right now is I want to just like instead of this, I'm just going to console log an error, and then here I'm just going to console log success, and then here, yep, you guessed it, console logging an error. Okay, perfect. So I don't want to do those DMs here because I think that'll solve the what do you call it? The scope issue for now. And then let's take a look at the actual transfer tips function, and let's talk about why this is not good. Body must be an object. Well, that to me looks like an object. We're stringifying it, which is pretty standard. Let's get a new song going here while we think. Body must be an object. Bail me out, chat. What's happening? All right, let's take a look at those docs. Oh, the backend wallet address. We're not setting headers correctly, I think. How in the world does it know what user we're trying to be here? We didn't specify that. So that's where that actual magic is. So let's let's also put in I hate this word, idempotency key. It's just weird. I feel like when I read this in my head, I actually can hear myself pronouncing it, and then when I try to pronounce it, my mouth doesn't work. But essentially, it just means like a unique key, so that if engine gets 2 responses, it's only gonna write it once. So it's really important for like blockchain stuff. Imagine somebody clicked, they only wanted to withdraw 1 taco. For some reason, we brain farted and sent 2 identical requests to the engine. If we don't put a key on this for the engine to know like this is the same request, it'll execute twice. So we definitely want to have that. And let me find, I know I've done this in other places. Yeah, look at all this. So let's just like put this here for now and then delete the other stuff. So backend wallet address is our address. The blah 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 key, we can we'll make that a thing. Let's actually, I'm not really a big fan of doing things like this. I'd rather have it be like, yeah, like that, and then we get the key, I don't know why we need the user. We don't need the assault either. Assault is like if we didn't already have a deployed account for this user, we would do that. But because they're going to have tacos, we would. Oh, let me think. It's probably a good idea. It's possible somebody sent you tacos, and we've never registered your user before. By register, I mean like it's possible we never made we never deployed your account. Let's put it that way to the blockchain. So this would take care of that situation. All right, there you go, Cursor. That was smart. Good job. Okay, so let's update this now. So the address, this is the account factory address, the backend wallet. The salt is the user ID, and from that, it'll predict the smart count address. Account address. Well, that's what we want. And we actually have that in the sender address. So let's put them both in. Yeah. That should handle the situation where the user doesn't have a deployed address. Okay. All right. I think that's better. And then here, when we call it, yeah, we got to put this all into an object now. Sender address is the user's address that we get from that. All right, great. And then this is the address I want to withdraw to, the amount. The key being the user ID I don't like because that will never change. Is there like a, I'm looking if there's like a, an ID associated with this particular payload. Does Slack give us something? Trigger ID. Let's use the trigger ID. That sounds good. Use the trigger ID from Slack instead. Quick little inline edit there with cursor, really nice. And because we're not, oh, look, I just got it. I was gonna think like because maybe we didn't use the types correctly, it wouldn't do that for us, but there we go. Great. All right, cool. So just to recap, this should now do the transfer for us, but it wouldn't, it's not gonna alert the user about anything yet because we're struggling with those. Oh, look, it updated some types. Beautiful. We're struggling with updating the user about what happened, possibly with scope issues, permission issues. All right. Okay, so let's do this again, and let's see if something happens on chain. There goes my Postgres again. Don't know why. I'm using a new Postgres provider, and I'm a little about it. Okay. Go to my tips. Let's just like give it like a fresh. Yep. Cool. Getting hit. All right. Now I'm gonna put the address in to withdraw, and the amount of tacos to withdraw. Click withdraw. Oh, it didn't 500. And we're still getting this weird 400 issue on the engine. Body must be an object. Looks like an object to me. Body, object, docs, data, to address, amount. Am I crazy? Is this repo public? It is. I'll give you the repo now. I try as much as I can to make stuff that I do open source and public, just because I think building in the open that way is better. Try amount. Okay, I could try that. Here you go. Oh shoot, okay. Looks like that went everywhere except Twitter. It went to YouTube, it went to Twitch, and it didn't go to Twitter. Let me just what? Let me just try to put it in the chat here. Come on, load. Boom. All right, there you go. Try amount. Okay. It's already a string. Let's try that again. Withdraw. Successfully initiated. Wait. Confused. Let's look at this on Onchain. Yeah, I don't see. This was getting the tip, but it doesn't look like it's done anything to send the tip yet. Oh. Confused if that did anything. Let's go back to the home page here. I don't think that did it. I think so. In progress. Are we past the first error? Progress. Maybe. Yeah, we might be. Let me try that one more time. I'm just going to start this. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to start it again. Remove amount. What? I thought you just told me to head it. Let's try it one more time. Let's try it one time with it added. I don't know what it'll do, but let's get like a full cycle there with trying it, and then. All right. No, it still doesn't like that. Huh. There's all my stuff. Body must be an object. Oh, I'm thinking like, you know what? Let's like. Should. It was the amount? Well, it's still the same error. Why don't we like log what that looks like? I bet you we'll find something we don't like. I'll call it like body. And sometimes I like to put rainbows in my console logs that I'm looking for. That makes it nice and easy to find. And we'll try that again. There it was. All right, that looks good. JSON.stringify, don't like it. You don't. Okay, I thought that's just what you do. Oh. Yeah, will that work? No, look, it's complaining. I thought body has to be a string. Like it's like a JSON string. Yeah, this isn't gonna fly. I bet you this will just break. Like it'll just like totally bust. 500. Yeah, that's not. Let's try something else. Let's go back to the way, because like one thing we were a little confused about in the beginning was like, do we use way or ether? If we used if it's expecting way, it should actually have worked. Try it one more time. What in the world? Oh, because this shoots out a big int. Is that why? Yeah. So let's make that a string. And then try that again. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, something about this engine is freaking out. Let's look at the actual engine logs. So we get this great UI too, which is really cool. Oh, you know what though? I don't know if it's actually gonna. Is it actually gonna show me the logs for this? I don't know if like to do alerts. Yeah, I don't think it's actually gonna show that. If I go to my railway though, where this is running, and do I get logs here? I think I do. Oh boy. Some matrix code. All right, so We get a 400 error here. Body, yeah, same thing though. Body must be an object. Params chain body equals body must be an object. Whoa, we got 482 people here all of a sudden. All right, we were just streaming for like 20 folks, so something must have happened, and it's probably worth. Oh, Jesse retweeted it. There you go. That makes sense. All right, so then because we have so many new folks here right now, we'll stay on a little bit longer and finish out some of these features, but we'll also kind of recap what it is that we're actually making. Because if you don't know what we're making, then it's going to be really difficult to follow along. So if you're here and you've seen this demo already, you're going to see it again, but it's a fun demo. So the idea is, have you ever been in Slack? If you use Slack for work or something, your coworker does something really nice for you. Maybe they help you with something. This is like a thank you times 2, right? This is like a tip. So if you use DEGEN tips on Warpcast or something like that, it's like that for Slack. So there's a really cool app that's already out there called Hey Taco, and you tip people with tacos. You get 5 tacos a day, and all you have to do is @mention them, put the taco emoji, say whatever it is you have to say, and that gives them a taco from you. And the cool thing about it is you only get 5 tacos a day to hand out to people. So we're just rebuilding that app, but we're using the blockchain as our way of managing taco inventory, right? So I'll just do a quick little demonstration. I'll say, hey, Mike, taco, thanks for your help. And the taco can be anywhere in the message. As long as there's an @mention and a taco emoji, it'll do the tip. And takes about a second or two to get on chain, but then once it does, it alerts you, tells you that it's been done successfully. You can see it on chain, and every user in Slack gets an Ethereum address, and they don't have to sign up or anything. It just happens because that's the magic of smart accounts. We can predict what your address will be in our smart account factory, just based on your Slack user ID, and so that's how we know where to send the taco. All right, so that's really all there is to it. I just sent a taco tip to this user, all in Slack. There were no signatures. They actually don't even have to know that there's blockchain involved, right? This is a fun app for just like celebrating each other and giving each other kudos. But there's like a back end twist where the back end is a blockchain and your tacos are tokens, and you can do whatever the heck you want to do with them. All right, that's the app. So welcome to the 550 viewers watching this app, and thank you, Jesse, for tweeting it out. I'm sure that had something to do with it. All right. So what are we making right now? What are we building on top of this? Well, it's great that we're sending your taco to an address. The challenge is like it's definitely not the address that you like to use day to day. So we want to give you the ability to kind of like withdraw your tacos to whatever address that you want. So that's the feature that we're working on. And the way that the app is set up is, just to go back to our little diagram here, we have Slack, where all the messages are being written. We have an app that's essentially getting every message in the channel that it's part of. And as long as there's a @mention and a taco emoji in the message, it knows it needs to do some actions, right? It needs to start executing some tips. If it doesn't have a taco emoji and it doesn't have an @mention in it, then we're just going to ignore it. We discard it. We don't do anything with it. But for the instances where we do need to do a tip, we're using Third Web Engine to send a request to say, hey, go ahead and write this on chain. And that's where Base comes in. So Base is going to be the blockchain where the token lives, and so that's essentially the entire stack. Okay. Now, fast forward for where we've been on the stream. We're trying to get this withdrawal feature set up. So one of the problems that we're experiencing right now is sending the post request to Third Web Engine to transfer your tokens to whatever wallet that you specify. So the error that we're getting right now is a body must be an object. Okay, So here's an example where we tried sending just like a straight up object and that didn't work. And here's an example of a JSON stringified object and that didn't work. So now I'm kind of thinking like, what the heck, you know? Like, what the heck are we going to do here? So, sorry, I just went a little off track. Now, oh, so I'm taking suggestions from the crowd. Like, what do you think it is? Because we're over here grinding on this issue. Let's go back to the docs. Let's switch up the music now. So this is the doc for the transfer. Oop. The transfer of tokens. Make it a little bit. There we go. Come on. A little bit wider. All right, there we go. Now, I'm pretty confident that we're doing this right. I mean, just trying to think about what could it be that it's not an object? Why is it complaining? Here's the example. Right, that looks like a JSON string to me. And that's exactly what we're sending right here. Let's get rid of the way thing because that was just something we were trying and I'm pretty confident that is not correct. All right. And here we are console logging everything that we're sending it. And apologies if you just joined the stream and you come right on the heels of a bug, but I mean that's kind of like I do these streams. I don't really plan out exactly how the feature is going to go. It's going to be a bit boring. So, you know, you might be joining and we're just like heads down, banging our head against the wall on a bug, and that's the nature of building sometimes. So welcome if you're joining us now and you're just getting caught up to speed. We're making a tipping app with Slack and Base using ERC20 tokens. Slack is the interface, and the bug is it says we're not sending an object as the body in the post request, but I'm pretty sure we are, because there's your post request, there's your object, and we're stringifying it and we're sending it. And I'm looking at the logs, and the logs say that the body is a string. These separated, like maybe these escaped quotes are no good. Like, I don't know. Oh, can you try the same request via a curl request or Postman? Genius. Tarn, that's genius. Thank you. Yes, we can. Let's do it. Let me pull up my Postman, and I'm just going to call this one transfer, and I'll bring it on screen in a second. I just want to make sure I don't like show off my token, my access token. All right. Thank you for the suggestion there. So let's do it. First of all, let's grab that. Let's grab the address of the token, and let's put it here. We don't need any of this. And then the rest of the URL /ERC20/transfer. Okay, just want to quickly double check that's the correct URL. Contract, chain, address, ERC20, transfer. Contract, chain, address, ERC20, transfer. All right, that's great. Now let's switch this over to be a post, and then in the body, let's put exactly what we're putting here, which I think I have a console log for. If I look for my little rainbow, I'm sure we'll find it. Okay, it's not enough history. Let's just like kick it off one more time. I just want to get exactly the same inputs so that we're testing apples to apples. There was our little, this right here. That's the body. There's the error. Error is still happening. Okay, that's the body. Now, moment of truth. Ooh, headers. Changing the headers. That's a good idea. Tarn, you're really helping out big time here. Maybe you're going to get the first taco tip. All right, moment of truth is to send this off. I'm pretty sure my authorization is correct. Oh, and all the headers too. We need all the headers to be right. So we should actually log out the headers too. I don't think there's anything damning in here. There's not. All right, we're gonna log this out as well. Headers. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. There we go. All right. Click the button again. All right. This silly Postgres thing. All right. Click the button again. Get the body. Get the headers. Try it again. All right. There's all the headers. Oh no, my key. So annoying. All right. So that's just one of the things about building Onchain. Let me just quickly rotate that. That was for my my engine. I forgot that it's in there. Right? Yeah. I shouldn't have logged that. It's all right. Easy enough to revoke. Gonna have to create another one. Delete this one. I'm gonna take this off screen, update my end bars. That's just something that happens every now and then. Let me just quickly also, don't forget to not log that. Clear the terminal. My end bars. Whoops. It's already revoked though. Not gonna steal my gas. Okay, we're back. So we're basically just going to try to do this exact same post request, but we're going to do it in what's it called? Postman, so that we could maybe debug and see what's going on here and see if there's anything we could figure out to write a code for work. There you go, Tarn. All right, so let's try it out here. Let's do it again. And then now just double checking, all this stuff is okay to log. Withdraw. There's my body and my headers. Great. Ooh, there it is right away. All right, I think we're on to something first, Tarn. We have undefined in the account address area. The sender address is undefined. How is that possible? Sender address is user address. User ID. That should definitely be returning something. Gonna have so many rainbows in the terminal. But that would still try via Postman, see if it works with the account ID. Okay, I will. Let me just oh, did I? Now it's complaining about the access token. I just want to make sure. Let me just double check that it's there. Yeah, and let me just, oh, my I have an env local that's overriding it. So let me just update it in that place as well, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, cool. All right, that should be okay now. All right, but going back to the user address is undefined, but that's going to be an issue. But yeah, you've been really helpful Tarn. So let's finish out that debugging. We're gonna try this. We're gonna add these headers, but we're gonna update the header to be the correct account address. Oh man, does it not do anything like, yeah, bulk edit? Okay, by new lines. Does that work? Oh, nice. These all gonna be surrounded by quotes. All right, it'll only take a few seconds. If API works, you're good. Yep, that's the idea. Let's just make sure all of that is going to work okay. We'll switch out undefined for the actual address we want to use. All right, almost there. Okay. The salt is wrong. No, salt is right. And then the address that we want to use as the sender is this one. That's the address. All right. So let's see if this actually works. Add content type application JSON. Okay. Oh, well, that's probably it too. I think in my other posts I have that. Yeah, I think that's silly. Like, why can't just like every API just assume we're using JSON? You know? I mean, that's the language of the API, isn't it? Like, if you're not using that, I worked at a place that used XSLT and XML. It was terrible. Okay. Well, there's a start. We're figuring out a lot about the problems in this API. Not on the third website, on my side. See the to address. I had the parameter wrong. Need some request interceptor that adds to every request. That's more work. Yeah. All right, I think this might work. Account not found. What does that mean? Yeah, we're chugging along. You're right. And we got 805 people watching. And by the way, Tarn, it's no pressure at all. But if you wanted to come up here and share the stage with me, you're more than welcome to. You seem to be, yeah, the header. What do you mean the header? Account in the header. Yeah, right. It's no good. I think they're optional though. But we need it because we want to tell the engine which account we're working with. So I'm curious why that wouldn't be found, because I'm almost positive that it's there. Let me check something. I want to check my what is it? I got to check the account factory really quick. Base Polia, because I was actually noticing that it didn't look like it was deploying accounts. It deployed one. Yeah, see, like that's not actually what I was expecting. I was expecting this to deploy one for every. I have code that like deploys accounts, and so it's weird that it's not showing up here. Maybe that's what it's complaining about. Which user is this? Let me check the other user. I wonder if this user would be able to withdraw their tokens, and it wouldn't get that like account issue. Yeah, the two body, I gotcha. But I'm thinking like this might actually be an issue with the way like my account factory is set up. So what I want to do first is I want to I want to try it again. I want to use this user who I know has their account deployed in the account factory, and I bet this might work. Wow, it's a lot of logs. Come on, where is it? Yeah, now we got a QID, and we did the withdrawal. So this user did something on chain just now. Come on, or maybe it didn't hit yet, but we could check in the engine. There's like a dashboard for this. You can see everything. So it failed just now. It reverted. Account not deployed. Well, I guess there is a, so let's just back up for a second. We're using smart accounts, and we have a smart account factory, and we're not deploying every account like as soon as it starts doing stuff. So maybe we need to deploy the account before we go ahead and withdraw tokens. So I think like one thing that I should do is just like, as soon as you receive a taco, we should just deploy your account right then and there. We shouldn't wait for it to happen, but at least that would mean that anybody who goes to withdraw their tokens, we've deployed their account. So let's just do that. I know it sounds like we're going like sometimes this is what happens, right? To solve A, you have to solve like X, Y, and Z. But I think this might be the thing that sets us free. I'm just thinking about where that currently takes place. I think in like tips. That we check if the sender is registered, we check if the sender is deployed, and then we deploy that account if they're not. But we should oh look, yeah. Oh, we're already doing that. Well, that's not great. We're already deploying. Account Addy is in body and header. It's one of those. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I'm just trying to. I think we're sending it correctly. It's like the way our account factory is set up, where. But this user should be there because I see that user. Huh. I'm just doing a little think out loud here. Yeah, now you get it, right, Torn? But this user is deployed. So when this tells me that it's failing, I'm thinking why that would be. Let's try it one more time. Kicked it off. Go to the engine. Should show up here. And it just failed again. Reverted during simulation, account not deployed. Yeah. What was the account, right? Like, here's the account address. What's it mean to be deployed? make this a little bit bigger. We're using the managed one. I wonder if like the deployments are. I'm just like so confused right now. What? You look deployed to me. What could this be? There's 900 people here. Where are my account abstraction gigabrains? Because the idea, right, is like we need to get around this issue just to test the pipeline. Is there a way to use a manually created account ADI? Well, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Tell you what, Tarn, you need to come to every stream, man. If it works, then it's the factory. If not, then it's the request. Sounds good to me. All right, so we just made this. Let's go back to Postman. We're going to use this account address. Let's not send the salt because this will actually be incorrect. And it's optional. We've used this key before. Let's just use like just get rid of some garbage there. Yeah, that looks like it could work. And then in the body, the amount is 1. So let's manually send it. Well, there's your problem. Actually, I could probably mint to that address. So that's what I'll do. I'll give it 1 token to get started with. So let me go back to grab that token address. And I'll put it here. And then I will mint a token. Oh, do I not have the ability to mint? Come on. Mint to that address. 1, and is there 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That didn't look like the right address to me. Hold on. Is that it? No, that was the wrong address. Sorry about that. That's the contract address. My gosh. That doesn't matter. It's all on testnet. Alright, so now we have an account. It has 1 token. This should theoretically work. Alright, let's watch it happen. Account not found. Yeah, there's something going on here. Did I? I'm gonna be so mad if if I just never updated the. Where's the factory? Is this the factory that we're looking at? Boy, will I be mad. I think it is. Yeah. E419. Yeah, it's the right factory. Huh. Account not found. Yeah, we've got something weird going on here, right? Because that account is right there. Clear as day. There's your account address. Here's your account factory address. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this being correct. Maybe if we give it the checksum. Oh, it is already checksummed. The account is not found. Yeah, we gotta put our little brains together here, right? Account not found. Let me go back to the engine docs. Prod URL, yeah. There's only one engine URL. Engine production correct URL. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it hit the logs. Wait. Resume log stream. Yeah. No, we're getting logs. Just a little confused. Like, these streams are definitely more fun. There's like 940 people here. These streams are really fun when we're moving and grooving, but every now and then we hit a wall, and it's not as fun, I would say, like banging our head against the wall. But when we break through, man, does that feel good. So if you are just joining, like, the error that we're trying to get past right now is we're essentially trying to get a user to allow them to withdraw their tokens to their address using a third web engine. And to do that, we pass in the account address, we pass in our account factory address, and a key to make it like unique. And the backend wallet that's going to execute that. And I think we feel good about all that stuff. It's just like, what the heck? Why are we getting this account not found? And then if we go to the account factory, we can see in the accounts, there's our guy right there. Let me grab him. That's our guy. She's telling me the account's not found, but it's right there. And I wonder, like, is this like a config problem somewhere? No, this is all. It's all set up right, I think. Yeah. But also, the fact that it's not deploying other accounts when we're telling it to tells me that maybe there's something up with deploying accounts, like something up with like the way the accounts are set up. You know what I mean? Let me look at this error in the docs. Actually, when we're transferring tokens, is there like a... I guess it'd be helpful to know which account is not found. Is it the account that we're trying to send tokens for? Is it the account factory? Is it the backend wallet address? Like, the idea of it like not being... Here's another approach, right? Here's another approach. It's like, what is working, right? Like, tips are working. Tips are working, and if I look at like how that's done, we bundle a transaction. Oh, we're batching the transactions together. Let's just go to the tips, right? So we get the tip transactions, and then we send the batch transactions. The batch transaction is actually what's working, not necessarily. All right, here we go. Sometimes just like this stuff works out in a different way. So I feel confident about this approach, even though it's not as like clean, I guess you could say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a transfer transaction, and then I'm going to send a batch transaction request, because we know that works, and I bet you the transfer will work. All right, maybe that doesn't make sense saying it out loud, but essentially this is not going to be how we execute a transfer. Instead, we're just gonna generate a transfer transaction. All right, so let me do it. It might make more sense if I do it. So we still need all of these different parameters, but instead I'm going to say tx equals transfer, and I think there's something. Yep, there's an ERC20 transfer, and then the contract is going to be the contract that we have. We have this already as a constant. The to address, the sender address, amount and way is to way. Okay. We don't need a from, correct? All right. Now we encode the transaction. We don't need any of this other stuff. We encode the transaction. And that's what we're sending back. So we're just going to say get transfer tip. Yeah, get transfer transaction. Tip transaction. How about that? Tip token transaction. There we go. And then here, right? Whoa. Well, now we have that transaction. Now we're going to just send that transaction along. Batch the transaction. Send batch. Oh, wait, how'd I do it over here? Timeout. There was I was just looking at it before, where it was in the tips. Tips. Yeah, send batch transactions, which I think is coming from engine. It is, okay. So then here, same deal. Await, send batch transactions. Get that from engine. All right, I can't tell you why, but I think this is going to work. Yeah, let's try it. And sometimes we just file. I have a big folder next to my desk called Mysteries of Life. And every now and then you come across something, it's not working the way you thought it would, but then something else does and you can't explain it. I file that under the Mysteries of Life. Okay. Let's try it. We're going to use the actual UI for this. I have 2 tokens. I want to withdraw one here. Click, load, doing stuff, doing stuff. Where would I even look? Look at my engine, maybe. Failed. Oh, it exceeds balance. Okay, well, hey, I'm actually not mad at that. It means that it almost worked. But it does mean that my account was trying to do that transaction, not a relay of the user, right? So the blockchain thought that the admin was trying to send tokens, not the account that actually holds the tokens. So we're going to figure out how to stop that. Backend, blah blah blah. What if I did like a send? Oh, this is backend wallet send batch. You know, does that mean when I tip somebody, it looks like it's coming from the backend wallet? If I get my tip transactions, sender, address to tip, amount. Mike, what up? Check the above. I'm trying. What do you see that I don't see? I see you saying engine production URL. Is that correct? Possible. Is that correct? Mike, check the above. So what is it? Trying to understand what you're saying there, Tarn. And by the way, if you want to come up and it's easier for you to come on up, like you're more than welcome to. Just let me know. But I will try to keep an eye on what you're chatting about there. Thinking that batch transaction thing did not go the way I thought it would. Now I'm just kind of like, that's the account. Let's see a tip. Interesting. All of these that are succeeding, it's the backend wallet doing the work. Something up with this account factory. This is correct. I'm just checking to see where's the signer. Who's the signer for this? Oh, yeah. That's because I made this one. Let's not look at this one. Let's look at the one that was deployed correctly. Tarn, I'm looking at the chat, man. I don't see what you're talking about. You writing a bunch of A's? What do you? Got me a little nervous, honestly. I don't know what you're trying to say. Who is this wallet? One sec. In your IDE, one sec. Don't know what you mean. Okay. Giving me that. Oh, it's hard for me to. All right, let me copy paste whatever that is there. You're looking at the code on GitHub, is that it? What's wrong with that? You're asking me to make sure that that's the case in my local constants? Because it is. That's same user. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. The address of the account factory admin, you could see. If we go back, let me get back. The account factory, if I go to like the permissions, there's 2 admins and that's one of them. Yeah, so that's okay. And then the backend wallet for the engine is right here. 1142. So those are okay to be the same. The problem that we're running into is we're running into this issue where it says account not found when we're trying to transfer. Like we had all this working, or we had it all written out, and it still wasn't working well. So I'm actually gonna kind of go back on that a little bit. I'm actually gonna like put back what we had down here. Because when we generate this transfer function and we're sending that off, it's sending it off as my user, and that's not what we want. We just want, I see what you're saying. You want this to be like the third web engine backend. It's the same value. It's the same value. The address is like the address we want it to be. The salt. Maybe this is the salt not matching up. Let's just get rid of the salt. Let's just not confuse it, right? I think we did this in Postman though. And then we'll go back to what we had before. And we won't do this. Thank you for sticking with me though, Tarn. No, I appreciate you calling that out because yeah, it is we are getting a little of a hairy bug here. Withdraw. Makes the withdraw. And then here we fail. But hey, that's that's the account that we wanted. User reverted during simulation. Init code must return sender. Well, that's interesting. That's new. This is new, and new is good when it comes to debugging. New is good. we've got our account address, which is what we want. This is the token address. This is our signer. But the paymaster is saying this is reverting. We don't need to approve because it's a transfer from that user. Init code must return sender. What does that mean? What does this bug mean when it comes to paymasters on blockchains? I wonder if it could even answer this well. Init code must return sender. I'm trying to think of what that could mean. What could that mean? I'm learning as well, never developed on base. Well, welcome. That's what it's all about. Paymasters, we know what they are. The user operation can include an init code field that deploys a contract wallet on the fly if it does not already exist, which that one doesn't. The sender field of a user, this is great. I just can't believe ChatGPT is getting this. I gave it like almost no context. The sender field of a user operation is supposed to match the address of the account that is either already deployed or will be deployed by the init code. It's missing the salt. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but then why does it say that it can't find the account when it does that? If it's going to deploy it on the fly, why is that not working? Am I giving it the right? Well, that's cool that it takes care of it by itself. So maybe I don't need to do those deploys all the time. This is user ID. Should the sender address? No, because the sender address is the one who has the thing. If I mixed up, I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. Let's just try it. All right, we sent it off. Go to the engine. Failed again. Oh, wait, no, that was 4 minutes ago. 7 seconds ago, it failed. Account not deployed. Is there like something I can do to tell it like deploy this thing? What if, okay, what if we do this? Wait, now this is all messed up. Yeah, just get rid of all that. What if we do this? Ugh. It's gonna say like check if it's deployed and then wait, but like that'll time out. Let's just check it. Const is deployed. Wait, is account deployed? I think we have is. Oh, it already has that as like a thing. Oh, I don't need my own little. Oh, I don't need my own little. That's cool. Okay. Contract and then admin signer. All right, the contract is going to be like chain is the chain that we have. Address. Wait, client. Oh, it doesn't know what get contract is. Let's get that in there. Yeah, and then the address of the account factory. Then the admin signer is actually the account factory admin. Do we need data? Contract account admin address. What's with this data? Maybe that's like the salt. Is this not right? Data. Huh. Oh, that looks like a OX string. User address. But it isn't. We know it's an OX string. I'm just curious, what does this do? Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but I just didn't realize we had that helper. And this could actually help us figure out what's going on. Is deployed false? Yeah. So then they don't have like a deploy. They don't. They have. I wrote that. Deploy account. No. I have that, but I'm not confident that this is working well. If it's not deployed, then just deploy this. Expected 2 arguments, but got 1. You're expecting user ID and the Mdimpamba key. The key will be the trigger. And this is going to come back. This won't work the first time, but this is going to come back with like a queue ID. We'll just see what that looks like when in the dashboard. All right, so that's running. Let's see. Does it actually deploy? It did something. It didn't just like fall down flat on its face. And it mined it. What? Okay, so there's something. Part of me wants to kind of just like strip all this like account factory stuff out and start over with my Slack install. Because I guess the transfer didn't work. I'm actually like, yeah, the party hats are on. But I'm actually like curious what the heck. I don't even know what the heck just happened. Let's look at the account factory. We have the same amount of accounts. Do my tacos get withdrawn? No, it's still 2. So what happened here? Well, first of all, it's a different signer than what I expected. Check this out. This is going to be a sick plug. I don't know if this will work. See, how can I do this here? I just got access to this thing called Nebula. How can I get on this thing? Let me just like log out and then log back in real quick. Was it that? No, it was this. I'm going to say, hey, what happened in this transaction? I'm going to see if it could tell me. No, I thought I just had this. I thought I had it yesterday. Oh, come on. No, I think I have this. Maybe I got to click it in from my Gmail or something. But this like AI tool that could tell you what happened. Thinking. Where was that email? I if I'm dreaming this, that would be crazy. There it is. Get started. Okay. Somehow I'm not logged in. Okay. Check this out. Let's see if this works. What happened in this transaction hash on the base Sepolia network? Oh, does it? Oh, wait. Timeout. Let me just copy. What happened in this transaction hash? And I think I have to set this chain to be base Sepolia testnet. Okay. This would be sick if this works. Okay. All right, not the best. It's kind of just saying what I saw in the logs, but nothing like in human readable format that said like you made this account in this account factory or something, which is what I was hoping for. But that's okay. I think I'm just confused. Like it doesn't show up as having made the account. Oh. All right. What's going on here? This is like freaking out. Let me disconnect. Oh, we're back. Okay. Oh, log out of this. Okay. I didn't save this to my. I just want to take a look at my account factory because it doesn't seem like it did what I wanted it to do. Yeah, it's this one. This deploy, where was it? Jesus, where am I? Deploy account factory, create account, backend wallet, key, factory address, salt. Let's quickly look at those docs. Because this is the key. I know like we're kind of going in like a weird roundabout way, but this is the key to getting it all working correctly is I need my account set up correctly. And we've got like 1,100 people here, and it's been a minute since we demoed what we're making, so I might have to do another demo in a second. Account factory, create account. Account address, account salt. I think maybe I have to do that. Like I have to give both. Both? just see something. If omitted, engine will try to resolve it from the contract. But I think in all instances where we call this, we know what it is. So why don't we just pass that along? All right, we're going to pass that along. Yeah, whoa. And here we'll just update this. All right, and then after I update this, we're just going to do a quick little demo for the folks who might have joined just recently. So here we go. If you're familiar with DEGEN tipping, or if you've used an app just like this in Slack from back in the day called Hey Taco, really cool app, and it just makes like working in Slack more fun. Essentially how it works is you invite your bot to whatever channels you want it to be in, and then you could say, hey Mike, great job today on that thing, and put a taco at the end. And when you do that, in this app at least, you're sending them an ERC20 token. You're actually minting an ERC20 token and sending it to them. And you get a little message, your tip has been sent successfully. You can view it on the blockchain explorer, see that address got that. And it's really interesting because these Slack accounts can now have Ethereum addresses, and you derive those deterministically with smart accounts, and it's just fun, right? And the thing that we're trying to build on this stream today is the homepage for this, so to let you withdraw your tacos to any address that you want. You're only allowed to send 5 a day, so if I try to send another one, it won't work, and I should get an error because the smart account, or sorry, the smart contract that governs this ERC20 only lets you do 5 a day. So you can see here I got an error. I mean, that's expected. Pretty cool. All right, so let's get back to the feature we were trying to make, which is this homepage and withdrawing tacos. We were making a lot of progress in the beginning. Kind of came up against a little bit of an issue where executing this on chain was not working correctly. I'm thinking about nuking the account factory and starting from scratch. That's where I'm at. Just thinking about all the implications of that. Let's just do it because I think it'll get us. Well, let's give it maybe one more shot. Let's just do one more. Remind ourselves of where we're at. Oh. What I'm thinking is maybe we just haven't. We just have like the wrong addresses tied to people now, and it's messing everything up. If you know what I mean. Like maybe we didn't deploy these accounts correctly, and we should kind of just like start over. All right, third web dashboard engine. Yeah, so we're failing. Account not deployed. All right, let's get a new account factory and kind of start over with from the account factory. We're not starting the whole app over. I'm just going to deploy a new one. So I go to contracts, deploy a contract. There's a account factory here. We want the managed one. And we're going to deploy it on base Sepolia. I'll be an admin. Deploy. I can go to that. And what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to make my backend wallet an admin on it. So I'm just going to go to the permissions. I'm going to add that wallet as an admin, and then I'm just going to execute that transaction as well. Okay. And there should be no accounts in here right now. There's not. It's none. I'm going to update my app to use this account factory instead. All right, all the other things are okay. This, my backend wallet is an admin and all of that, and that's all great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like reinstall the app in my Slack environment so that things are just kind of like fresh. Let's see. So let me just go to my install app. I'm going to use this button instead so that we get like a fresh installation API key, which I think should get emitted here. I allow that. Okay, it updated the database with that bot token. Perfect. So now let's give it another shot. If I go back to my, we're already, tip sent today. Yeah, I have a different address. Perfect. Now let's think. Let's try that again. Good job. Now let's see what kind of issues we get. I actually know there's like a to-do for me, like the first time you do this and your thing's not deployed, it might be a little messed up. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't do what we wanted. But let's check our account factories. Yeah, we've got an issue with creating accounts in the account factory. I think that's what we have going on here. We have a problem here with that. So quickly checking the logs. Deploy account. Pre-verification gas is not enough. The job failed. If I look at the engine, the job just failed. Okay. Account not deployed. All right. Ugh. Coming up on 2 hours of streaming here. Oh. I don't think I'm deploying these right. Even though it says try that again. Wow, failing left and right with everything. All right. Why is that account not deployed? Let's look. Tips. Let's try the Postman version of predicting an account address. Why is this not? Okay. Predict. Ooh, site is a little slow. I tip a taco if I could. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's try the Postman predict account address. That does not look like my engine address. Let me just. Let me just quickly update my authorization there. It's a tough one. Okay, so I just sent that on Postman, and I'm getting a different address than what I'm expecting. So I just sent. What is this? Oh, my admin address is different. Hold on. That's probably why. Oh my god, yeah, I'm just getting a little sluggish here. Didn't eat lunch and kind of like feeling it now. I was only going to stream for an hour, but got to give the people what they want. Okay, I think this is my username. Wait, can I like look at that somehow in Slack? Isn't there like a way to, yeah, copy member ID and then, yeah. And then my admin address is a little different. What's this? All right, it's still not what I was expecting. Oh, it's because this address is not right. All right, that's what I was expecting. So I got that from here. So why won't it deploy? Deploy account. This is in the interactivity, so let's just do it in the tips. I'm just gonna try something real quick. Because I didn't realize that there was already an existing is account deployed thing. is contract deployed at the predicted address. Why is I made my own version of that because I didn't know that this existed. And what's it doing? It's calling this. Boy, oh boy. All right. Sender is deployed. Third web. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, it knows what I want to do. And I want to just know that. And actually, I want to look up the. The docs for that, because something about that I don't feel good about when I'm calling it. The account. Yeah, but like, what goes there? What is this? Not a lot of help here. Options for the add admin function. No. Yes, doesn't look right. Can I just read it? Predicted address, get address from the options. All right, let's. Predict address. Where are you getting that from? I think I'm just gonna have to stick with the thing I have at the engine. I don't think I'm confident in this one either. Whew, boy, I need something to eat. Ask ChatGPT to give an example. You know, I have a lot of issues with ChatGPT and the third web docs because there's so many third web docs that are from like previous versions, and so it doesn't actually help me as much as you think it might. Let me see something. Is there a predict? Or like a get address by salt or something? Yeah. What is this data? God. I was thinking of like, am I sending it the wrong data? If I get my own. And then my. Yeah, what is this? Kikact or something? Now I'm just guessing. That's not it. Totally just guessing there. I have to take this at its word, I think. And what I guess like the whole thing too is like, why aren't my deploys working? When I deploy this, why doesn't this URL? Let's look. The contract, the chain ID, the contract address, account factory / predict. Oh, wait, not predict. I want the create. Create account. Getting rid of all my console logs so that not all of them. But most, just to clean stuff up. Because I'm very like, I'm like, what the heck is going on, you know? All right, this is actually the stuff that I want to keep and see what's going on. Let's color this green. All right, let's do another tip. See what happens in the logs. I'm just like losing it. Yeah, it might be time for a food break. You're right. Whew. And I ran out of tokens here. I'll use a different one. All right, let's take a look at the logs. Got the Slack event. All right, user A tipped at. Got a duplicate event, it looks like. Duplicate event, okay. Has an account and is not deployed. So now it just ran this deploy account. Let's see what the engine was doing. And it failed both times. Yeah, we know it's not deployed. not found on ABI. Maybe I'm not using the right type of account factory that it's expecting. Maybe that's not helpful. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to deploy, instead of a managed one, I'm going to deploy a standard one and just see what happens. Try it one more time with a standard account factory, and then see if that could solve things. If not, gonna take a little food break. But let's assume that, like, if this doesn't work, if it's assuming it doesn't work and we're, you know, only hanging out for a few more minutes together. If you learned something, like, we'd love to hear what you learned in the chat. If you have ideas for stuff, I'd love to hear your ideas. If you're building something, drop a link to what you're building. I want to check that out. And yeah, just super impressed that there's so many people here today. Doesn't always happen like that. All right, regular account factory, not managed. Let's see what happens. All right, we got our new account factory. Let's give our engine user admin abilities for it. Let's use this address in the constants file. Okay. Let's take a look. Did I get a new address? Yeah. Okay, let's try tipping. Let's go here. Knowing that there's like a little bit of like a cold start problem happening right now, which is okay, I'll fix that another day. Okay. Little like, what the heck just happened? All right, we've got a few failures and then a pass. So what's the pass? This signer, this account address. All right, so that's our backend wallet doing something. I'm thinking that we're failing to deploy, and I don't. Okay, so like, if we could fix that, maybe. Yeah, if we like look at the, here's like a deploy, it failed. Here's a deploy, failed. These deploys are failing. Okay, but like it's deploying, like the deployment is failing, and it's erroring with like, well, this account's not deployed. And it's like, well, duh. That's why I'm deploying it, you know? Deploy account. Let's just give it salt and not the address. And then everywhere that happens, get rid of that. Try that again. It tipped anyway because it doesn't actually need to be deployed to tip. Interesting. Notice how the deployed address is not what we're expecting. Well, that's not good. Got a little bit of a fundamental issue there. This log is a lie. Yeah, that's not actually what happened. Because when you deploy the account, there's actually like a, what is it? Result. Deployed address. Yeah. Is that how it's done? How do you deconstruct that? Oh. Oh, I'm not returning the result. I'm just, okay, good. So, this is actually where, this is where it got deployed. But I actually don't think it's getting deployed at all. Like, it's the log is still kind of a lie because you get a QID back, and then the QID is either going to fail or pass. Holy shit! Stuff just happened. Does our account have, our manager have accounts? It has one account. This is big. I wish I wasn't so hungry. I'd be more excited. But now we have actual accounts. The predictor of what the account is wrong. Right? So it's like, boy, I really wish. Yeah, if I can't figure out what your address is reliably, I'm screwed. So like here, it thinks that's my address, but that I think is my address, or who did I just hit? Mike? Is that Mike's address? Oh, all right. That, oh no, I looked like I had it. No, it's the wrong address. If we could, I think code is good. It's the accounts. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's I'm not like, when I deploy an account, I'm getting a different address than what I think I'm going to get. And I just don't really, like, the salt is the user ID. And then when I get the address by user ID, am I passing that in? Extra data user ID. Yeah, I think so. Account salt. Timeout. Is that what it's called when you make it? Extra data is for predicting. Come on. Yeah, it's called Xalt. It's weird. It's like why is my predictor incorrect? Let's just see what's on Sepolia for this. Yeah, it's we're never gonna give it the correct amount to tip because we're getting its address wrong. Let's just boy, that is just so frustrating. Like, whose address is that? It's not. It's not that. Right? Like, let's go back to old reliable here. Predict, admin, the extra data. Yeah. It's not that. Am I not giving it like? Let's console log this entire URL. I think we're just gonna find that we got the same. Where's my postman? Yeah, it's no different. So if you're just tuning in, the problem is the address we're predicting with our salt is not the address that's getting deployed. We're deploying accounts with a different address. So when we deploy, all of this is the same. Boy. That's painful, man. Freaking painful. Do another tip. All right, our app is just straight up lying. Is account deployed? Is true. Thing is freaking lying to our faces. All right, let me grab that off the screen. Bad request. I think this might be a mistake here because this. Yeah, that's this endpoint might just be messed up because it's not what's in the docs. Docs say give this extra data parameter and give it a salt. But then that's not what actually happens. It errors out. But that's not what the docs say to do. All right, so that's a problem, and maybe we use the SDK instead. So let's rely on the SDK instead of doing that. I think this should be the user ID. Honestly, this is like... because this isn't really the best either. Predicts an address from get address. Predict address, get address params. Data. What is the data? Bytes, like... All right, folks, I am burnt. I got nowhere. I got nowhere from this. I'm gonna have to go eat something. 3 hours of streaming. I mean, I appreciate everyone hanging out. That's really cool. And I'm glad some folks learned some stuff, but yeah, I'm a little disappointed I couldn't get it all the way there. What's going on with this, man? Like, does this want salt? Because it's obvious this endpoint is not doing what it said it should do. Wait. I know, I'm trying to quit. I just can't quit. My brain sucks. I'm gonna think about it all day. Yeah. Just gotta put a line in the sand here. Let me see. Actually, wife is still out. It looks like I thought she'd be home by now. So maybe I can hang out just a little bit more. Come on. This is like the crux of it, being able to predict what the address is. So if I can predict, unless if, like, is it not creating? Oh boy. Let's take a look at all. So that's what Mike should be. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's saying it's doing different things. Its predicted address is here, and then it goes ahead and it deploys it, but then it comes out with a different address. And then if I check the engine, it's because it's coming from this wallet. Who? Maybe that's why, like, when we go to deploy it, that's definitely who it should be. And then what? Is it like, well, is that the, who is this? Some kind of paymaster. And this. I'm gonna try something else actually. I'm gonna try with my backend wallet. Um, just being a local wallet. I'm gonna send it some ETH. I'm thinking that maybe the problem is that my backend wallet is a smart wallet, and that is what's kind of messing up the prediction. That's what I'm thinking. Like, is that right? I don't know. But I'm going to try it. Are there other types of... Oh, I can import a wallet. Oh, that's even better. Let me take this off screen. I'm going to import... Oof. Whoa. Where'd that go? Oh, come on. Where'd it go? There we go. So I'll talk out loud about what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking that because my backend wallet is actually a smart account, I'm not actually... Like, it's messing up something about the way it's predicting accounts. Just gotta get my key for my import here, and I'll call it dev wallet. Okay, can I bring it back on? Yeah. All right. Let's try that instead. So this is actually going to be the wallet that I use as the factory admin and as the backend wallet. Like, imagine if this worked. Does my... Whoa. This wallet change now? It does. Okay. Oh, I can't tip myself. Does this work? And then here, a lot of stuff happening. Got a failure, but I think I have a cold start problem. So I could try that one more time. But the question is, like, am I deploying accounts for addresses that I think the account should be? That's what matters. Got a 0.2 here, and OX3. Well, I thought I was onto something. Damn, nowhere close, man. Nowhere close. Like, what is going on with this? I think I'm just doing it wrong. And let's find out, what were those errors then? What didn't it like? Oh, what's up, 1,200 people? You're just watching me stumble over this bug, man. I hope one of the 1,200 people here is an account abstraction expert. If you are, please tell me. What did this do? take a look. I think like one of the benefits here at least is like be a little bit easier to see what's happening in these transactions. Let's see. That looks like the address that was made. Wait, time out. That looks like the address that I was expecting. Can I just look at this on Sepolia.bscan.org? Register account. Oh, okay. Yeah. We registered that account because that's what we thought the account was going to be. So that's a big nothing burger. And then what about this? Let's go here. What happened here? Another register. Okay, yeah, not great. And then what about this? What happened here? A create account. Bytes are empty. All right, finally, something something to go off of. The bytes are empty. So it's not using the salt that I'm passing in. The bytes are empty. Why? Why? Deploy account with all that stuff. Okay. Deploy account. Okay. Why? Okay. Are the user IDs like blank or something? Deploy account for blank, whatever. Come on. I wish my terminal could contain something. Let's get rid of all those webhook things. We don't need that. These are taking up way too much space in the terminal. Okay. The bytes are empty. That's a huge breakthrough. It doesn't care about that. Like, what is this? I don't really care about that. Let's get some fire emojis in here. Some rainbows. Okay. We're gonna find out. All right. So let's get a fresh account factory going, because it thinks they're all deployed. So let's just get a fresh one. I'm gonna go manage this time. I don't think the regular account factory was doing us any favors, to be honest. By the way, if anyone's interested in like a quick demo of what we're building, if you're out of the loop, let me know in the chat. You can go through it again. If not, I'm just going to spare you all and keep digging on this. All right, new account factory here. Okay, let's just clear this out. Start it up. Let's do a tip. All right, user ID. Oh, come on, it's there. So it thinks that's what the address should be. It's false. Has an account. It's not deployed. Is that my user ID? N6P. Yeah, N6P is me. Okay. So what did it make? Yeah, totally different. And if we look at the if we look at what happened on chain, that's just me. Let's see. Create account. Bytes are empty. So this is, yeah, this is just not working. X account salt. Timeout. Timeout. What is all this? Extra data to use in creating the account address? Oh my God, am I an idiot? I might be an idiot. Oh my God, am I gonna really start kicking myself when this works? Oh my God. All right, well, it thinks that it's deployed, but it's not. Time for a, and that's just stupid that it thinks it's deployed. We're gonna fix that. All right, I feel like I have like a little bit of a second wind coming on right now. I forgot I have a whole cup of coffee here. Okay. I don't know why I'm so motivated all of a sudden. Maybe it's because I think like we're actually gonna create an address the way I thought we should because I'm too silly to do it right the first time. Doesn't create anything. Okay. Create account. Oh, we need to deploy a fresh one, fresh account factory. And then I think if this works, I could go back to using smart accounts. Make sure those work. Like as the back end. All right. Let's try this. Oh my God, it got it right. 4507, 4507, 4C, 4C. Holy crap. Oh, it made both. Oh my God. All right, if anybody is still watching, we have life. This is like why, like after banging your head against the wall for so long, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Here's my tip. And then if I look at my account, okay, I go here. Yeah, that's great news that it's deployed. Did the, okay, the sending of the tokens has failed? Is that what failed? Tarn, you're still here, dude. Wow. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I wonder what failed here. Because both addresses would be there. Oh, not necessarily. We're not actually waiting. Register account. Wait. Tell me the register account thing is what failed? The contract address is this. I think it's, yeah, this is the token address. So, I wonder why. It doesn't really matter. I know I have like a cold start problem that I have to fix. I bet you if I tried that one more time, if I look here, I have no tacos, or here, my user has no tacos. If I do this again, hello, Mike, taco. Okay, and then I go here, yeah. I have a taco. I have a taco. Cold start aside, we'll fix that another time. That's working. This user has one taco. Can we withdraw it? Oh, boy. The shit I do with my time is so silly. All right, let's try it. Kind of don't really want to send it to this account because it's like the, you know, the one who's controlling everything. I'll just make sure this works. So we'll go this account, which is weird. One, withdraw. Now, it's been so long since I looked at that code, I don't even know if this is going to work or not. Go to the engine. Oh my God, did this actually just work? Allah, huzzah, yeah, you're right. Oh, Tarn. You've been here since the beginning, bud. And you might witness something. All right, let's just see. I hate that this goes to nothing. I don't want to shit on anyone. I like the Sepolia base scan. Wait, why did I just create another account? Here's the. Uh-oh. Go eat tacos if it all works. I'm just thinking like, all right, well, let's just check the Slack. Does the Slack update? Ugh, God, now I'm all over the place. There we go. I don't think it worked. I still got this crazy thing logging here. What is publish home view? Let's stop doing that too. Oh gosh, what's all this? Probably more home views. Yeah. I think this is all stuff that's logged in here. Could be wrong. I guess not. I'm just trying to. What happened? Initiated withdrawal of 1 taco. That's the QID. So what happened? Let's find that QID. I think that's it. It starts with 822. Yeah. So it mined it. Oh my god. I don't get it. It's not really what I had in mind. Beginning to the end. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. We're almost there. I'm just trying to figure out, like, all right, what's going on? He's calling withdrawal. Let's look at the interactivity. Oh, it's doing all this stuff. We don't need all this. This was just like testing stuff. We know we're deployed. At this point, we're feeling much better about that. The transfer tips is doing this stuff. I think this should work. EX successfully initiates the withdrawal. But if you remove, these addresses look right. Let's just clear it out. Start it up. Much easier to read. It's getting the right address. Transfer initiated. It mined it. That's a smart. What's it doing? Oh my god, I think it just worked. No more tacos in the wallet. Music's getting freaking blasted now. Oh my god, that's way longer than I thought. All right, probably a good place to git commit. All right. Well, that feels great. Okay, so there's 1,200 people here. We're gonna wrap this up. Let me just check to see where my wife's at. See how much time I have. I think I'm okay. Yeah, she's been there for a while. Let's explain what we did. Wow, that took some real serious bug fixing, and I've still got a little bit of a ways to go because the cold start thing is a problem. Let's just take that down a little bit. All right, so here's how the app works. Maybe we should make another channel. So all you have to do is invite this bot, I'll say add, called Taco Tip. Oh, sorry. This bot is based on an app that I used to really like called Hey Taco. I had a job where we used this at, and it was a lot of fun. Basically, anytime someone did anything fun, or sorry, fun, anytime anyone did anything good for you at work or whatever, they help you with something, or they just did something cool. Maybe they launched something new. Celebrate them with giving them tacos, right? So I made that same app, just with blockchain as the backend. And I think one of the challenging parts about it is you can only give out 5 tacos a day. So kind of, hacking a ERC20 token to have that capability was fun. So we added the bot to the public channel, and now all you have to do is mention somebody. Someone to say, "Hey, Mike, taco, great job." And Mike doesn't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. It will create Ethereum addresses for us, and it transferred a taco to that Ethereum address. That is the wrong thing, but don't worry about that right now. That's the wrong transaction. The thing that matters is if I look here as that user who just got tipped, I go to my home, and now I have, oh, tip sent. Timeout, everyone. Timeout. My demo is not working. Oh, man. I thought we had it. Well, looks like there's more work to do. Christ. Where'd that go? Failed. Let's switch that back up to using smart accounts. See if it just breaks everything. All right, well, it's working again. My God. This deployed is probably broken. Tarn, you gotta DM me after this and send you an on-chain gift for sticking around through the whole thing. All right, I'm not entering the extra data. Is that correct? Check if deployed is a get with the extra data query param, and I don't see it there. Oh, was this the one that was all messed up? Yeah, this one errors if I don't. Let's try this instead. Data is going to be not the address, but the user. Yeah, that feels weird that it wants it as an OX string. Timeout. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not working. I mean this endpoint. Maybe it is. All right, let's try this instead. Oh, invalid. Why did this one work then? What are we doing different? Extra data. Is account deployed? Oh, this is predict address. Oh. Yeah. Is address deployed? Extra data. Not working. Oof. Might have cracked a code here. Things are looking green. All right. I'm going to git commit this. Actually, before I do that, let's quickly try this. Okay. So I just had to hexify that, I think. So I think this is working. All right, let's see. Ooh, it failed. Not enough gas. All right. Kind of worked. But I have my EOA here, kind of works. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Things are... Should have get committed when I had the chance. Oh, he hit all the tacos. All right, this should work. All right, time to really wrap it up for Rail now. What happens if you try tipping and have no tacos? We just got a little message that our transaction failed. I should probably put a message in there that says like you only get 5 a day. But I am going to wrap it up here for today. So folks, thanks for tuning in. Let's do a quick last minute demo here. Basically, what you can do is you can have a Slack bot, and when someone does something good in Slack, you just say, "Hey, that was awesome." Oh wait, this user tipped their tacos already. Let's do this. Taco, great job today. And that sends an ERC20 to that person. We spin up an address for them, give them the ERC20, and you can only give 5 tacos a day. You can only give 5 tokens a day. So this person just sent 1, and they've received 3 all time. Let's go to the user who just got that. Where the heck is it? Here we go. This user just received the tip. Go here. They have a taco. Okay. And then the thing that we added today was the ability to withdraw that taco to a different address, because the address that you have your tacos going to is probably not like your personal. So if I click here and I have 3 tacos available, yeah, I have 3 tacos available to withdraw. I'm just going to withdraw 2. Click withdraw. We'll get some feedback going there for the user. But if we look on chain, let's see, mine 10 seconds ago. You can see that we just sent from this address to this address that they withdraw to the tip tokens. All right, so that's a wrap for today. Almost 4 hours straight. Unbelievable. That took way longer than I thought. But thank you for tuning in. Reply in the threads with what you're working on. I'd love to check it out. Before I sign off for Real, I saw someone DM me something that they were working on, so I'm going to put it up here for everyone as like the final thing that we work on, or the final thing that we do today. So let's see. I don't know if can you all hear this or not. I don't think you can actually on a Mac, but this is a on-chain wrapped, which I'm digging these on-chain wrapped projects for the end of the year. I'm gonna check out mine right now. Powered by Talent Protocol, which is pretty sweet. I'll do a wallet sign in here. Actually, do you see that? Like, I wonder if people could like sign in for me when they do that. It's weird. Let me see. Ooh, it's grabbing all my on-chain data. It's kind of cool. Oh, my wallet P&L. I don't know if I want to see that. This is by the folks at Talent Protocol, which is a really cool like protocol for getting like a builder score. So if the more stuff you build, the higher your protocol, or sorry, your higher your score is on the protocol, which is really sick. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, I got a nice big builder score. Ooh. Nice. Lego King. Nice. Yeah, very cool. Oh, I don't know if that's true. That doesn't seem like, I feel like I'm in the red. This is sick. Nice, well done. My on-chain wrapped. Oh, I love it. Very cool. Well, thank you for the Talent Protocol folks for making that. That was really sick. All right, and thanks everyone here for joining in. This is really cool. Hope to see you around, and again, hope to check out more of the stuff that y'all are building. All right, take care.